In Crusader Kings 3 Tours and Tournaments, we're going to see what it's like to host a grand tour of our realm, where we can visit all of our vassals. We'll even host a hunt where we'll see if our daring duke can slay a wolf or die trying. From the Scottish Kings tournaments to that of King William the Conqueror, Edgar has proven himself in many contests of might. His rewards have been worth a king's ransom. To be an emperor is fine, but to be a champion knight of the realm is another achievement altogether. And real quick, if you would like to support my channel, you could also buy the game from my game store linked right down below. It's an official code, so be sure to check that out. I would really appreciate it. And now, let's dive in. The English Duke of Mercia, Edgar, has taken control of all of his lands, though there are still those who are not fond of him. Some of them still cling to their Anglo-Saxon traditions, so it would be a good thing for our leader to visit each area. That's why we're going to have a grand tour for our grand activity. We've got 447 gold. It could cost up to 405, but there are ways to mitigate that cost. It's only showing you an average cost. Host a magnificent tour and pay a visit to your vassals and their lands. Each stop will have a 2-month duration. That's incredibly long, so by the time we're back, we'll probably be 22. Now, what you'll potentially get is county control. Local areas will, of course, really benefit from having their leader show up. The guards might do more and so on. Popular opinion will go up. If the peasantry can see their leader, they'll respect them a lot more. And stress can also go down. So if you're stressed out, have a great little trip to your locales. Now, for our tour success at the very end, there are 5 levels total. You're able to get prestige. Every single vassal has a vassal stance now. It's all about what they do like or don't like about what you do. Like over here, parochial vassals like whenever their liege constructs or upgrades holdings, but they do hate high crown authority and so on. If you have a bunch of parochials who don't like you, their opinion of you will go up if you go visit them. Now, vassals will also like that you come say hi, so they'll like you more at level 3. At level 4 and 5, you get major benefits here to your taxation, development growth, and so on. Alright, let's go visit a few people. There are 3 tour types: Majesty, Intimidation, and Taxation. For Majesty, some events will allow especially majestic actions. Taking these earns prestige and vassal opinion both when departing from a stop and at the end of your grand tour. For Intimidation, you're able to earn dread. When you part from a stop, you may attempt to force vassals out of hostile factions, so if people are trying to group up together to overthrow you, go say hello. For Taxation, you're able to earn gold both when departing from a stop and at the end of your grand tour. So if you need some money, if you want to pay for your tour to begin with, that's a great choice for you to take. Let's go over to Majesty because Duke Edgar is all about growing prestige. Now we've got to plan out our tour. We're able to stop at 10 locations total. We only need to stop at 3. We only have 3 vassals. So if we come over here to Northampton, we've got the Earl Waltheoff. He's not a fan of us, but that's okay. What we need to focus on is increasing local control. We're able to tour the grounds. After that, we'll go over to Hereford, led by Earl Wolfston, who's really not a fan of us. So we're going to host a dinner for him and try to make things a little bit better. Sure, I blackmailed you, but get over it. Here's some nice food. After that, we'll go over to Shrewsbury, led by Earl Bjorn. Now, he likes us a lot, but what about his people? We're going to host a cultural festival. We're going to take in the local culture, increasing popular opinion and cultural acceptance. So if you have many cultures in your kingdom, in your duchy, or whatever, it's a great way to blend them together, and maybe for a bit, everyone will get along. It'll cost us a total of 42 gold. The summary of that trip's duration, or at least travel time, is 41 days. We're going to be out there for a very long time. So for durations at stops, and a stop would of course be wherever you're going to. So here's point A, point B, and point C, all stops. Let's continue now. Now we need to plan out the overall details of our trip for the Majesty Tour. If we have a look over here in Hereford, the danger is a bit higher because Earl Wolfston doesn't like us, plus 29 because of his current opinion of our leader. Now, we only have a low chance of danger in 4 locations, so I'm not too concerned. If we want to counteract all of it for a blanket 20 gold, we only need mercenary guards. Your travel speed will go up by plus 10. We currently have a speed of 139%, which means we have a total travel time of 41 days, and our safety will go up by plus 20. There we go. Now our total travel time will only be 39 days. We'll take that. Alright, now we've got 10 in our entourage, and we'll look at what determines how big your entourage is very soon. I've got a few council members, and I've got my court physician as well. We've got 4 options for Grand Tour intents. For recreation, that's pretty simple. You just want to focus on having a good time, your stress will go down. For lechery, you're here to have sordid encounters and sleep around. If you're lustful, stress could go down. For altruism, you seek to improve the lives of others by looking for opportunities to take altruistic actions. This often leads to an increase in popular opinion and piety. Zealous, generous, and improvident characters may lose some stress. Now for justice, which is what we're going to pick out, we're here to increase control. And if we're just, we would also lose a bit of stress as well. Right now, we're only spending 100 gold on activity options, but there are ways to spend more or less depending on how much gold you have. So over here for Entourage, we're spending 60 gold on our modest Entourage. We've got 10 close courtiers who will accompany us, will gain prestige. For a small one, we'll gain no prestige, but 5 close courtiers will come join you. We'll keep it at modest, but let's have a look at Grand Entourage. Every available courtier will accompany you on your tour, and you'll gain a lot more prestige. That's where you have a massive posse just lined up behind you. There are 5 options for luxuries. In the very beginning, you're only spending 20 gold, where you get no increase to your overall tour's success chance. But once you begin to move on to level 2, for essential, you get a little bit added to your value. That'll be tallied up at the very end of your tour to determine what rewards you get. For extravagant, we get a higher increase to our overall value. Then for luxurious, that's when we begin to gain prestige. Then we've got our final option, excessive furniture, bringing couches and whatever else. You'll gain a lot more of that value added to your score and prestige. Let's go for extravagant. We've got some extra money. We'll do that right now. Grand Tour, a majestic start. The time has come to depart from my Grand Tour of Mercia. My court is packed, ready, and raring to go. Our first stop will be my vassal, Earl Waltheoff's castle over in Northampton. I look forward to visiting him and seeing my realm one holding at a time. I'm certain that the Duchy of Mercia's subjects will speak of my benevolence for a long time to come. And because we are gregarious, we lose 25 stress. Look at that. We also gain prestige. We've made it here already. My arrival is marked with fanfare, befitting the Duke of the Realm, and the locals are clearly awed by the grandeur and pomp of my escort. My vassal dutifully receives me with all the requisite deference. He outlines the planned tour and assures me that his town is so fair and fine a land that merely gazing on her towns and fields will be entertainment enough. Only time will tell. Already we've gained more prestige, we've lost even more stress, once more because we are gregarious, and every single county in his realm gains plus 10 to control. Now we're just here to drink and have a good time. You're able to change up your intent if you want to. Our grand tour has become more majestic. That activity log is pretty busy. That's where you're just able to see what's going on. Just a bunch of minor events. Control has gone up. Helvis learned, of course, a new language. Development also improved. And because of our presence, things are a little bit better off. Shedding this mortal coil. Uh-oh. As I continue my tour around the grounds of the barony, I hear unfamiliar voices all around us. Suddenly, I find my entire party surrounded by women in hoods pointing knives and bows directly at me. Oh. One of the assassins steps towards me and presses her knife firmly to my side. Happy hunting, my lord. We've come hunting dukes. Though I'm at first startled, it quickly becomes clear that it's all an act. The assassin gives me a wink, and I observe that their weapon is made entirely of wood and dull on all sides. They expect me to play along and foil the attempt on my life. How strange. Have at you, Doxy. Alright, we'll gain 50 renown, lose more stress again, and the Earl will like me more. What a strange choice. All of you are very foolish. I should have you killed. As I am taken to see all the sights of the barony, I am beginning to notice the absolute opulence of it all. Though merely an Earl, he lives in relative luxury and clearly has more than enough coin to go around. Looking at the sheer number of windows in his abode, I could introduce a window tax and bleed the Earl. Oh no! I could do that. That would be great for a lot of money, but we're here to get him to like us more too. I'll let him go. But he's got too many windows. One day, though. Precarious prey. With a hunting bow at my side, a member of my party alerts me to the presence of a stag just below an embankment near our location. Standing at the edge of the cliff, I should be able to pierce its heart. For a skilled hunter such as I, it should be easy, but not without risk. Alright, if we do that, our grand tour would become a lot more majestic. We'll gain 150 prestige. Our dynasty will gain 100 renown. Let's do that. You could gain stress and just say, hey, someone else do it. My footing proves true, and my aim ever truer. As I fell the beast with a single arrow without so much as stumbling over the precarious precipice, the hunting party seems impressed. The grounds filled with the applause of my fellows. My host personally comes to congratulate me on my kill. Wonderful. The Earl has been quite the gracious host so far, showing me his lands and possessions with pride, so I'm immediately taken aback when he starts stammering and clearly trying to draw my attention away from an apparently unremarkable door we are passing by. Are you hiding something from me? I take advantage of his moment of stunned, shameful, guilty silence to push the door open, and I'm surprised by what I find. The door leads to a courtyard filled with the healthiest, strongest looking hounds I've seen in a while. I could have him share with me. His feudal taxes would go up, he would pay me money, but of course he wouldn't like that. I could pretend that I didn't see it. He would like me a lot more. But because I'm a hunter, we have another option. A fellow connoisseur. We'll take that. Now I've made a friend. That wouldn't have happened if I didn't visit him. On my tour, I found a rare moment where I'm not being ferried around by my host or being expected to make an appearance anywhere. I see places of worship filling up for the day, taverns beginning to welcome their early drinkers, and beggars lay on the streets pleading for just a crumb to eat. And I've got my many options over here. I could conduct a census. My stress would go up, but I would gain money. Control would also go up. I could go spend a day in the church. I've got over here some charity. I would lose money, but gain a lot of piety. Then, my final option, I could relax. But no, I'm here to increase control. Let's get some money too. It's only 5 stress. Now, our visit is over. My procession prepares to depart. The Earl and his court have all lined up neatly to see me part, and with everyone present, it is time to collect tribute for bestowing him with my presence. I could get my tribute, but he could also say no. If he does, it's a crime. I could put him into prison, but we're friends now, so I'm not going to do that. I make no demands. Now we're off to go see Earl Wolfston. We didn't encounter any local events, which is fine. Settling in for dinner, Wolfston explains the planned evening banquet, promising the entertainments and victuals on offer will near the standards of my own court's dinners. Let's begin. He's already beginning to like me a lot more too. And now we're just waiting for a new event. By the way, the log doesn't clear after one stop. It shows you every single encounter. Dreams of a better life. Oh dear God. Buddy, you've got problems I can't help. He's been maimed. He's got one leg, one eye. He's weak. He's an imbecile. He's feeble and a drunkard. Look, you need to pray to God. I am seated next to Earl Wolfston's spymaster. That's your spymaster? Watching as he sighs into his plate with longing. Truly, I grow tired of life here in Hereford, and long to elevate my station in life. My talents are wasted here, and lately I've been thinking of slipping off with you. No. We can't do that. I can't do that. Know your place, fiend. He's a fiend for sure. Uh-oh. Unexpected wake-up call. I emerge from my slumber after another peaceful night staying with the Earl. As I regain my consciousness, I feel something heavy beside me that wasn't there before. Oh, I feel the familiar touch of a woman gliding her finger inquisitively across my breast. Okay. She's not really that pretty. If she was, then maybe. Get out of here. We're not doing that. Because if we lay with her, we could have a bastard. We don't need that issue. We're not even married at the moment. A local delicacy. Dinner this evening is a little different from what I'm used to. The cook lackadaisically drops the bowl in front of me, and I'm immediately met with the most unworldly aroma I've ever smelled in my life. This dish, from the depths of hell, is offensive to all the senses. Some slimy gray substance sits in its pale, foamy broth, like an untended chamber pot, with a single sprig of herb placed atop in a futile effort to make this thing look appetizing. My every instinct compels me to fling the thing out of the nearest window, but Earl Wolfston of Hereford assures me that it is a local delicacy worthy of a duke. No, they are serving me dookie. I know what that looks like. Down the hatch. Oh no. Oh, I'm not gonna do that. I'm throwing it. I have to throw it. I can't eat that. It's too gross. A tasty treat. Truly the meal this evening has been a delight. I have feasted on all manner of food, savory and sweet. But nothing has quite enamored my appetite like these fine pomegranate cakes. No matter how many I eat, no matter how much I savor their taste, it simply isn't enough to get them out of my mind. I find myself becoming lost in them with each bite, the flavor bursting into my mouth, bringing me one step closer to experiencing heaven. Thank God. Though my stomach is packed tight and my clothing is strained, I feel compelled to reach for more. They're drugging me. They've got to be. All right. I could gain a stomach ache for 5 years? No, I've got to stop. For God. And that'll give me 100 piety. Okay, God, help me out. They're too good. Curse them. A parting demand again. I could try to get tribute from him. I didn't really get him to like me more, but it wasn't a great trip, to be quite frank. Give me tribute. I want my renown. He gave in. Now it's time for me to leave. We're heading over to a new area. Ah, there we go. All right, let's have a look. Ah, how I yearn to delight myself in the great activities and joys that I'm sure Bjorn has prepared, and to show these people the extent of my magnificence. Let's start again. We'll have a look at that. We're about to make it to level 2. 1200 prestige. We're at 2500 right now. 'Tis the season. Streets hanging with tapestries, the smell of freshly cooked lamb, the way the town shines during this time of the year. A bonfire has been lit in the center of the town to celebrate the victory of the brightest of stars, ascending into heaven above. Amid the reveling and drinking of spiced wine, one of the locals starts a song that all join into. Summer has arrived. Loudly sing Terok. The seed is growing and the meadow is blooming. Sing Pigeon. Yeah, sure, it's great. I love it. Our grand tour becomes more majestic. They'll like us more. I could also drink. If I do that, our stress can go down by a pretty significant amount for 10 years. Let's do that. It's time for mead. A little surprise here. A new claim on East Anglia. Well, that's great. There goes my money. And we've got some manner of heresy. They don't have good points. Go away. I'm very busy right now. I've got a party to worry about. A parting demand. We're not going to do that to him. I like him. A gift exchange. I'm approached by Earl Bjorn, holding Darcy Shiny Mel. Wow. My liege, I'm honored to have you here. Please accept this gift as a commemoration of this cultural festival, something that would remind us of this day for years to come. Incredible. But I don't have a gift for him. I really don't. All right. Thank you. I appreciate it. What a great guy. A gilded contribution. Look at that, I hear as I walk down the streets of Shropshire. My courtier is pointing at what seems to be known as St. Matthew's Smith's Guild. A smile quickly appears on his face. A group of apprentices are kneeled down in front of a workbench. The master supervises the craft. Okay, we could help him out. That would be 60 gold. Development would go up by 40. Wow. I could also invest in the merchants. Okay, cheaper city building for 10 years. Or I could have him pay a visit. He's very good, but he's also very old. Let's have cheaper buildings. Wait, what's over here? Oh no. I can't give you my necklace. I won that. And I like my book too. You know what? We're going to give him gold. Only 30 gold. That should do it. A stop on the way. Traveling through the muddy streets, people are a rare sight. Empty houses, derelict. A child plays with a dog in silence, then hides away when he sees our entourage. A local priest points at the Lord's home, and we follow. So here's a reeve. He welcomes us. It's a big honor to have you visit our humble domain. I could do that. Alright. I'm in Kidderminster. Sure. The Banquet. The oil lamps cast a light so feeble that it's nearly imperceptible. An old servant serves us food. Fish, unspiced. Oh, the reeve is very nervous, talking about the difficulties of ruling such a poor area, the impossible taxation. The last priest we had left just after a couple. Oh no, okay, I feel bad. He's crying now. He's freaking crying in front of his lord. All right. Wait, he wants to steal from me? I don't like that. I could forget it. I could have him pay. My guards could have a chat. But here's what I'm going to do. All right? We're very kind. Have a bit of gold. So there's low development there, and we had a major event. Now we've reached our conclusion. We've gained so much prestige. We're at nearly 4,000. We're about to become illustrious already. 100 renown total. We've got 2 vassals who love me, 1 who doesn't, but that's fine too. We're done here. Let's finish up. There's also a new Dynasty legacy to look at for activities. So if you want to focus on activities, you've got to go down this route. Everything will be so much cheaper. Like if we want to have traditional weddings for our Dynasty, grand weddings will be 50% cheaper. There's going to be a bonus acceptance. And also, there's a chance to grant a temporary strong hook on lieges who like you at grand weddings. We need that. We'll take it right now. If we keep on looking down over here, like here's one if you want to go on a pilgrimage, deigning to visit. So whenever we complete tours, we get different benefits. Instilling fear, we get more money, we get a bit more prestige, family recipes too, more experience for revelers and hunters. Also, you would have a higher chance to generate legendary animal sightings. And finally, our final one, the hostile looter trait experience goes up. You're able to invite knights for free during grand tournaments and so on. So good. We could pass High Crown Authority. That means more vassal taxes. They also show you, just at a glance, what type of vassal stances wouldn't like that decision. It's a lot of them. But we'll have to do that later on if we want to centralize our power. Most of our people do like us a lot. Let's have a look at our power sharing. Eventually, I'll play a regent. We've got a few who are self-interested, one who is selfless, but right now it's still my mother, who's also my spy master. I could give her mandates. Right now, she's going to focus on getting more money for us, extra gold, free domain development, and so on. We could also swell armies to provide benefits for our men-at-arms and levies, and also knights too. Then promote authority. Let's see, boosted crown authority, boosted consular opinion, and it looks like there would be characters and counties that could leave factions too, a great way to stabilize your realm. I want to take a moment to talk about vassal stances, and there are many. The personality of a vassal will determine what type of stance they hold. It's all about what they like about what you do as a ruler and what they don't like. If we have a look at him, he's courtly. So he doesn't like whenever I give titles to low-born characters, but he likes getting court positions and so on. It's a great way for you to have a lot of variety, and also it requires you to really curate who gets control in your lands. It adds drama, it adds intrigue, and so much more to the complexity of ruling a realm. It's not just about a general opinion modifier now. We're about to begin a very small war, largely because of a special building, the Forest of Dean Mining Settlement. I want you to look at the new benefits. Stationed men-at-arms toughness could go up by plus 5%, but here's really what I want. Stationed siege weapons go up in effectiveness by 20%. That's why we need your land, William. He's a good guy, we've been hunting before, but I've got to take it over. It won't be a hard war, not for us. We have an acclaimed knight, and whenever you have one, you've got to find someone who's going to succeed them. I've got Ivko, and so whenever she passes on from old age or being killed in battle, he'll take over. That role can become inactive, but you're able to reactivate it too later on if you want to. We've won that battle quite easily, now we need a few levies to help out. That won't take too long. My vassal, Reeve Edwolf, is here, and he's telling me about a wolf over in Nottingham. Okay, we'll go over there to hunt very soon, probably after our war. With a beast sighting, we've got a higher chance to actually complete a hunt, so these aren't just flavor events. What I'm doing right now is probably overkill, but I don't really mind. I wonder if we have any prisoners of note who we could recruit. There's been a few random people who have great stats, like over here, Adam Butler, 27. He's ugly, but a great military commander. I feel like I should hire him. Alright, I can't get my hook, but that's okay. He might become my new marshal. I'll think about it. Alright. We've got my foe captured. We've got our lands over here. So you know what we've got to do with our siege equipment. As a favor to Earl Wolfston, who I've victimized for quite some time now, I've made him my chancellor. He's not too bad at that position. You might be wondering why I wanted those mines if it wasn't going to me. Well, the old man has no children to speak of. He's in great condition right now, but I'm his only heir. So whenever he passes on, I get all the territory over here. So why not take it now? There's a nice notification letting you know about the hunt. Let's go do that. Only 120 gold. Acclaimed knights who join will also gain glory, which they need to rank up. A legendary sighting is needed for a legendary hunt. Alright. Because we're trying to find a wolf, we'll do a standard one. There we go. We've got a wolf sighting, providing some benefits over here. There's no dangers to worry about. We don't need mercenaries. It'll only take 26 days to get there and back. For our options, we've got local gamekeepers. That's free. I could also bring search parties. That'll increase our chance a little bit. And let's see. Effect increases with court servants, court amenities, which we don't have because we're not a king and we don't have a royal court. Flushing gangs. 70 gold. I mean, you're just filling out the woods at that point. We're not going to do that. Let's come over here. Party size. A reasonable party. more prestige once we're done. Unlanded knights and lazy or martially educated courtiers and guests join. It's pretty funny. A substantial one, you gain a lot more prestige and everyone joins in. It's really not that much of a price difference. We could do that, but I only have 188 gold now. Intimate party. Your master of the hunt, bodyguard, court physician, and a few other people join. I like that one. But let's do a reasonable party because we're still trying to go up with all of our prestige. We have so much, but why not get more? We're also able to really filter out who we want to join. Rivals, lovers, close family, and so on. Yeah, let's bring quite a few people, even my knights too. Over 20 guests have been invited. Some will choose to decline your invitation. They let you know which ones will. That's good. Alright, let's begin our hunt now. After we choose our intent, I've gone through quite a few. We could try to murder someone, seduce someone, befriend, but we're here to kill a beast. I will be hosting a hunt in Nottingham, and time has come for us to depart. At last, a chance to pursue my passion and practice my skills. And so, we're off. It's pretty cool having such a close and intimate realm. I know all of my vassals here very, very well. A duel demanded. An imposing woman is standing on the road ahead of us. I'm Ingrid. I have bested dozens of men in combat. And honestly, all those fights were dull, so here I am on this road looking for someone better than me. Someone I can learn from. If you can best me in combat, I will become a valuable and loyal servant. And so, on this day, I demand to meet one of you in a fair fight. One of us? She's actually very good. Oh, dear God. She's a princess, really? Whoa, what are you doing here, princess? Yeah, let's do that. We could trample her. We could step on her. No, we can't do that. I will fight her because I'm very, very strong. 28 years old. Let's do that then. I win the fight and she has joined my court. 16 prowess is really good and she's very strong. We might have to work out some manner of marriage one day because, well, that's great. Last time we joined a hunt, our chance to complete it was quite small. He only invited a few people and we were one of them. But here we have a major chance to complete our hunt because we're a hunter, we have a master of the hunt, and many of the people coming to join are also hunters too. So, let's wait. We've got 20 people who are joining in. Oh man, there's Ivko. We've got my personal champion. There's Struan. And an Earl. I wonder who else. Oh, you're kidding me. King William is going to be here. Another great way to get to know him. Our first event. Ivko, your master of the hunt, summons the party together as the light reaches the hunting grounds nestled in Nottingham's forest. My men have been gathering sightings of the wolf that is terrorizing the local area. There should be enough of us to find and corner the beast without too much trouble. The pack is a nuisance, scavenging from farms and retreating deep into the woods. Let's see if the rumors were true. Let's get out there. It's a pretty dangerous hunt, but not too bad. Ah, well-maintained hunting trails. My acquaintance, Hugh, is crouched down on the ground, humming cheerfully, picking lilies. Wolfston, my chancellor, peers over his shoulder, listening intently. Duke, what a bounty of nature. Look at these plants. Look, we've got to go hunt. I mean, I could be kind about it. You know what? We're not going to do that. We've got to go hunt. Be angry, okay? I'm here to work. Raptor eggs, 5 gold. Thank you, Adam Butler. The ground grows wetter and the air heavier as we ride deep into the wilderness of Nottingham. Suddenly, from out of the greenery surrounding us, a giant of a man appears, hulking in layer upon layer of dirty clothing. Oh no, it's Shrek! Roger Shrek, his cousin. Explain yourself, what are you doing in my marshland? If he was better, I would recruit him. Your marshland? We're not going to do that, no. I could talk about it. I'm not going to kill a local. We're just gonna... Alright, fine. We'll talk about it. Forget it. The other options weren't great. We've got a pretty decent chance to get a higher chance to complete our hunt. Listen to local concerns, more control for us. Nope. Our chance went down. Alright. One Earl found tracks, and my knight Ivko signals across the woodland. The whole wolf pack crouches in a hollow not far off. The beast bolts up on our approach, howling the alarm as they retreat into the dense undergrowth, fangs snarling. We chase after the fleeing gray vermin, focusing on the largest of the group. Now begins the real chase. Oh, that's going to be a tough one. We could, let's see, be steady, sure. we could head it off with a bow. I like that idea. But let's go for a ride. As it says over here, tally-ho. Little did I know, our king was trying to find a master of the hunt. He made Edgar one, which is quite nice to have. More prestige and prowess. Now, about that wolf. I suppose he saw us go and he's like, yeah, I want that guy. Cornering the wolf. After hours of riding, we are finally cornering the wily beast. Our chase has not been in vain. Whether tired or defiant, the wolf at last halts, turns towards us, and lets out an almighty howl. The huntsmen quickly surround the growling animal, which glowers at me, its bared fangs frothing and dripping with saliva. I could shoot it. That's fine. I could say, I will bring it down myself. Interesting. I don't want to die. We could have spears out over here, or we could unleash the hounds. Nope, I'm able to shoot it. I'm very good at what I do. Intent achieved. No more stress for me, I feel great. I take aim as the party keep the exhausted animal in place. Exhale and loose. The arrow strikes true, straight into the beast's heart. That's how you do it. Ah, all right. And I shared knowledge with our king. Let's have a look at that. A bit more hunter experience for him. And we're at plus 78. All from our events here. Bounty of the Wild. Hunts like these are a pure joy. I cannot wait for next year. There is nothing quite like the thrill of bringing down a mighty beast. Ivko, the master of the hunt, directs the breaking up, carefully skinning the carcass with direction for the game masters, who place the eager dog's share of the spoils on the stretched hide before departing for camp and home. I could keep a memento. Wolf fangs. It's a decent amount of prestige. I could also give it to my sister. I'm going to hold on to it. I've got my new trophy. And here's our conclusion. It was a great hunt, too. We gained a lot. We're not quite at rank 1. One more hunt to go, then we'll have level 1 for our hunting path. Finish hunt. And so we go home. Our Duke is currently 24 years old. And we've yet to find a wife. We could try to marry a princess of England. She'll be of age in a few more years. We could even have a grand wedding. We'll try that out. I think we should. It's cheaper for us, and it's a great way to set up what we'll be doing in the future. 300 prestige for us, and for her too. We've got a lot of prestige on our side already, but let's get a bit more. We're also going to fight a war. Let's go after Duke Hugh. He's got a lot of soldiers, armored footmen, 12 knights, and over 1,000 levies. But we've got more, even housecarls too. 100 prestige to fight a war. He's done for now. I was trying to lure in their army, and it worked too. Yeah, there we go. They're coming to attack our lands. They've got an ally, Count William II. He won't be able to stop us, and we should be able to meet them in battle without any issues. Bjorn, you've got flexible leader and aggressive attacker, so you're able to negate their defensive advantage, but also deal more casualties. I like that. We'll let him be in charge. And we've got a claim on Oxford now. Very good. There goes a lot of gold we'll need to save up in the future, especially for a grand wedding. They only have so many knights. Their knights are really not too bad. Well, there goes an entire army. I found them right over here. Their allies are coming to my territory again. Hey, I went to that town. Prepare to die. They kept trying to get away, but it didn't work out. They've got a champion that has, what, 23 prowess, but it doesn't really matter either. We beat them all. So we're going to be able to actually sell out over here and take over their capital. If we do that, that should save a lot of time. We also have a new Bailey that was just built. And while I've been doing all of our mini events, I've been working on our culture. Look at our own lands right now. There's only a few locations that are still Anglo-Saxon. And we've got a new perk too. We could pick up Never Back Down. Friendly casualties would go down. Hostile looter experience would also go up. That's what we want, because we're going to go back to a tournament whenever there's one to go to. Their allies are back to visit, but it's to no avail. We've won. We've already done all that we need to do. Now Duke Hugh will become my vassal. Wait, I've got your son? I could ransom him, but I'm not going to do that. Man, he's got a lot of back pains. He's hunchbacked. There, we have a new area of land. Look at how we've cut England in twain. That's pretty good. We could press on and fight more wars, or save up with what we have. Some moments must be recorded forever. The time that Croft and I became rivals is one of them. It might be a painful memory, but someone has to pass it on to the next generation. Yeah, sure, I could do that. 85 gold. Wait, maybe not for that. I'm quite diligent, so I'm not going to do it. That's way too much money at the moment. Oh, you've been excommunicated? Good luck to you, pal. I don't have a Casus Belli on you. I feel like I should. Earl Hugh is having a hunt, but who cares? I don't like him. He's my new vassal. I mean, one day I might need to make some peace with him. His heir would be easier to convert over to my side. His father remembers what I did to him. I stripped him of power and prestige. But more importantly to me, King Philippe of France is having a major tournament. They're going to have a joust, which we've not yet done. So we've got to leave right now. Unfortunately, there's a lot of danger all down over here from Dover over to the west. So we don't want to travel through there. Sure, I could hire people, but it would still be dangerous. Let's get a few captains over here to help navigate the water. Then we're going to customize our route. We need a detour. It's pretty simple, I think. Yeah, we'll go by sea. That'll do it. After we leave France, we'll take the same pathway down over here. Now, we won't need to hire anyone else. We're doing just okay. To actually get there, though, it's going to take nearly half a year. That's a very, very long time. If I hire my mercenaries, there's our fresh start. So now we're traveling down there at a pretty good 5 speed. The Metal Man, truly a stroll through Newport is a gift from God. The tranquility of this place is suddenly and abruptly broken by the furious grunt and clattering of armor. Hark! Get me out of this metal prison! My squire took offense at my manner, even gone so far as to call me heartless and has abandoned me. Whatever the strange man did could not have been enough to justify being stuck forever in his armor. I could have someone help him. He's not very good at all. Alright, sure. I like that idea. I could leave him to his fate. That would give him prestige, but what about money? I'll take money. Ha! Very good. What, the duck? The day on the road has been fairly calm and nondescript so far. We are somewhere outside of Luton, and I close my eyes as my mount brings me forward, one solid step at a time. As the wind plays a magnificent melody through the treetops, another noise is carried by the breeze, and not from our entourage. Is that quacking? I isolate the sound to be coming from a shrubbery on my right-hand side. A shrub. A duck quack. Huh. Okay, I could follow that duck. You know what? It's not a duck? Oh no. I could die. Hold on. I dismount and locate the duck in the nearby shrubbery. It starts waddling off into the wilderness, and I follow by foot as I stray further and further away from my entourage, and therefore God. A chill creeps down my spine. Is someone watching me? It's a wolf! Oh, I killed your cousin. Wolfie number 1. Well, I could run. Ran like the wind. +1 to prowess. I'm very fast. Or I could fight. Now, normally I would fight, but let's get out of here. I'm not here to fight a wolf. Another event already. We're getting a lot of events. Tip to host. The afternoon is quickly advancing into nightfall as we enter the local farm estates. Okay, the estate owner, Lawrence, greets us warmly. Once the feast starts, we dine on a veritable menagerie of roast animals, stews, soups, bread, and the like. In the morning, Lawrence approaches me as I enjoy my breakfast. Oh, he wants me to pay? Are you mad? I'll compensate you. Good to know, Lawrence. I hate you. That's my money. Of travels to come. Journeying through these lands, I passed by a peculiar-looking tent splayed open, with its yet more peculiar-looking occupant inside. Come in, O mighty Duke. I can tell you have many miles to go, and I can offer you a reading of your future travels for a modest price. The strange man has piqued the interest of my entourage, but am I willing to pay for a reading? Are they trying to take all my money? They might be. I could recruit him. His learning is pretty good. He's a wise man, supposedly. All right. Tell me my future. No, I don't want to do that, because 5 years, I don't want any of that. Come join me. All right? And unfortunately... Wait, that's right. You're married to my mother. You're my stepdad. Oh, it's really awkward. My stepdad is my knight, too, and he's lusty. Gross. He's mad at me because I had him marry my mother. Look, my mother is lovely. She's very reclusive and lovely. All right. Here's what I'm going to do. I could have him leave my court. I'm just going to say, is that wind I hear? Let's ignore it for right now. A knight errant. It is known that the people of these lands seem to profess to profess rather, a special devotion towards their knights and their legends. My lord, the knight says, bowing his head, it is most fortunate that you and I came to meet at this crossroad, for I'm in search of a marvelous fountain which water is said to cure all illness. If you were to help me in my quest... Wait, I don't know if I could do that. It would only delay my trip by 3 days. He's not very good. I mean, he's a decent commander, but let's see. The knight leads us to a small clearing where a natural fountain glimmers. The light reflects on its surface with a blissful shimmer, and it makes the water look so bright that it feels like a second sun. Careful, a beast, a guardian! The knight points at a stag, standing between us and the fountain. Don't worry, I know how to wrestle. We have a new artifact, healing water. Unfortunately, it's only a bit of stress decrease, but still, I want that. I'll distract it, you get the water. Or I can make him a distraction. I'm not going to do that. I killed it. And he's got a new item. Though I wish I had it. I could, well, get it from him later on if I wanted to. Here's a new event again, the trodden path. The procession has ground to a halt, a stone's throw away from where we need to go. I look over to see my courtier. Let's see, dismounted and intently staring at something on the ground. Alright, he looks up. My lord, there is an ant path here. I may be a tad superstitious, but you should never cross it. Wait, really? Is that a known thing? I need to look that up. My great-grandmother did, and she never returned home. You're right. Okay. No, we're not doing that. I'm going to take over as a guide. You are a fool. Okay? Get out of here. And now we've made it to the tournament. That's really good. There's a king with a very powerful beard. Wow, and he's a young man too. So, we've already qualified for one. We've got 18. The threshold is only 10. Before we commit to our tournament, we need to only convert one more location. Right over here in Cambridge. After that, we'll all be English. So, we're going to call it here for right now. We've gone over so many new events and we have so many more to see over time. Let me know down below if you would like to see more in the future. If you want to see more of the journeys of our Duke Edgar, or if you would like to see another character with another playstyle, or another portion of our new content that we have in our new DLC. So let me know, do leave a like down below, and as always, until then.